because, I've just explained it. I'm sitting here listening to it. I grew up with this album. I never ever noticed this before. And now it's just hit me like a ton of bricks, a new revelation. So, you know how with the Illuminati, they like to tell you what they're planning for the future. So, War of the Worlds is about a Martian invasion where they go around taking over the world, destroying the world, but this is based in the United Kingdom, and primarily, following people around like the London area, right? Project Bluebeam. He's talking about green lasers in the sky and Satan sending his demons down to take over the world and to destroy humanity. And they're eating the humans and drinking their blood. The Martians are. And then Beth saying to Nathaniel, because Nathaniel's lost his mind, right? And he's like, this is it. Satan's come. He's released all his demons. We're doomed. He's given up, just like how everybody is in Great Britain at the moment. And Beth's coming along saying, no, Nathaniel, no. There must be more to life. She's trying to, she's saying like if one man can stand against them all, in the spirit of man, we can fight this and blah, blah. She's trying to be optimistic and saying like, look to the light. And he's completely lost it, right? So then I'm sitting here listening to this part of the musical, flicking through my phone, and this thing just popped up because I'm thinking, oh my God, this is about what they're trying to pull off now in the world. Because you know how they like to put things in the movies and they try to put stuff out over the airwaves and that to let you know what's coming so that when it happens, people go, but how did they know? Right? Because it's planned. So I'm listening to War of the Worlds. Now, the thing that kills the Martians is the drinking of the blood, because there's viruses in the blood that kill the Martians, because it's impure blood, right? So that's how the Martians die in the end. And what is Elon Musk constantly going on about? Mars, putting a civilization, colonizing Mars. Nathaniel's talking about the green lasers and the green lights coming from the sky, and then the demons coming down from the sky, and the Martians are drinking the blood and eating all the people. That's the Illuminati. However, the interesting thing is, and I find it not coincidental, that I'm working on this musical. I'm trying to defend the king. I'm trying to wake the king up. Remember my candle, when I lit the candle and it pointed to southeast, and it was all centered around London and everything I'm trying to do for the king, and being poisoned trying to protect Great Britain and the king, and blah, blah, blah. Something just dropped into my lap. I've put a link in the description box below. Do you know what the tripods are called? I can't believe I never figured this out before. Talking about viruses in the blood, the Martian tripods are called Pegasus. I'll put a photo, but the link to the video is in the description box. So War of the Worlds is about what they're trying to pull off right now with Project Bluebeam and Pegasus. So they're sending, remember I said about when I was working on the codes for Pegasus, and I said about them sending laser beams from space? It's all on War of the Worlds, mate. I'm in shock. It's actually called Pegasus. And the Mossad Operation Pegasus, about sending lasers and stuff to interfere with your phones and technology and all that. War of the Worlds is about what's happening right now in the world right now. The link's in the description box below. It's the aliens, the tripod thingies are literally called Pegasus. And Operation Pegasus is what they're trying to pull off in Great Britain and the world at the moment with this fake bird flu. I told the king it was going to come from the sky. I'm in shock. We are literally in the war of the worlds. They're trying to start a world war so that they can get their hands on the adrenochrome, on the blood. The Martians need the blood. They're feeding on the blood. That's adrenochrome. But it's the blood that ends up killing them off. So the revelation of Pegasus, I think, is going to be, and the conspiracy against the monarchy, I think, is going to be what ends up tearing the whole thing down. I'm so glad I worked on those codes, man. I'm so glad I worked on those codes. You'll see on my playlist, the War of the Worlds playlist there. Listen to it. People of Great Britain, listen to War of the Worlds. Now you know that this bird flu that they're trying to pass off as like the deadliest thing is called Pegasus. Now you know the codes I was working on to try and warn the king, to protect the king and the monarchy, and Mossad have admitted that they've got Operation Pegasus, where they use the phones and that, because remember, with these vaccinations, they can trigger stuff using your phones and your Wi-Fi and that. They've admitted it all. This is all 100% factual evidence that I've been documenting with our king. And when you listen to the War of the Worlds, now you know what I've just said. I'll put a photo and the link to the video. Thank God that algorithm dropped into my YouTube with that man showing off his toy. It's the coolest thing. I can't wait to make the toys for my games and videos and stuff I'm obsessed with. I want to hurry up and get to the bit where we're producing toys and that. But I was going to say, hit me like a ton of bricks, which is not fair because Beth just got squashed by the house. And Nathaniel's like, Satan, why did you take one of your own? Because he thought she was a demon. But it's just because he's lost his mind with fear. Like everybody in Great Britain is, not that they're losing their minds, but they're terrified and they're not seeing things properly. And I'm like, there must be more to life. I'm like, Beth, but without the house. Well, they tried to bring the house down on me, but no. So I can't believe I grew up with this friggin' musical. Mind you, I wasn't to know back then what they were going to try and pull off right now as we're speaking with Project Bluebeam and the destruction of the monarchy and the tearing down of Great Britain in order to start a War of the Worlds. Because the Martians, because remember, Klaus Schwab and von der Leyen and Jeffrey Epstein, Virginia Giuffre actually talked about this. A lot of the victims did, about they were hypnotized and mind controlled into believing that Jeffrey Epstein was a shape-shifting alien. Elon Musk thinks he is too. Klaus Schwab thinks he is as well. They all think they're aliens, and they're all planning on taking all the minerals of Earth and colonizing Mars. And this isn't like... A few years ago, people might have been like, oh my God, she's nuts, right? But now they've all come out and said it. Like it's all there. It's documented factual evidence, video evidence, them having interviews, all saying the same thing. Elon Musk at the moment is going on and on and on about colonizing Mars because he's part of, I call it Operation Noah's Ark, but it's War of the Worlds. And then, Pegasus, the current bird flu and all that. And just the thing that pisses me off more than anything in the world is the fact that our king literally has no one but me defending him. It looks like I'm the only person in Great Britain, and I'm not even British, trying to protect our monarchy. I'm one woman with the help of Vladimir Putin, trying to protect our monarchy from insanity taking over the world to have access to the children. Because remember the adrenochrome, they feed on fear. The adrenochrome comes from fear, and they drain the blood, they suck the blood out. And then they put it back in so that they can look young. So see all these celebrities that are running around looking half their age, now you know why. They take the blood out, they put the blood of the kids in, and it rolls back age, just like the movie Hocus Pocus. So we've got the Secret Service, we've got the police, we've got the government, we've got the NHS all conspiring to bring down, because they're all Freemasons and stuff, all conspiring to bring down the monarchy so that they can start a world war and take it over. It's everything I've been saying, and it's right there in War of the Worlds. I just can't believe that it's called Pegasus, because that's what this operation, like how COVID was to get the Queen, Pegasus is to get the King and his grandkids and all of that. So, oh my God, I am so glad that I did that investigation, because the evidence can't be denied now. Farewell, Thunder Child. I can't believe it. So the link to the video of the man showing his toy called Pegasus from War of the Worlds, 2005, it says, in the description box, the playlist to War of the Worlds is in my channel. Now that you know what I've just said, now you know the investigation I've been doing, now you know how I've been trying to defend our king all by myself, with little old Vladimir Putin over there in Russia trying to stop everybody from destroying Great Britain. Because I promise you one thing, if they did come after the people of Great Britain the way that Starmer's wanting to, Russia would be the first country here to protect us, regardless of what you might think. And we all know for a fact that Klaus Schwab, the World Health Organization, they believe they're aliens. They think once they get rid of us and take their resources and everything they need, they're going to fly off into Mars with the help of Elon Musk. That's how insane they are. And it literally just dropped on my lap. So I'll put a link in the description box below. I see to my nephew, if someone had told me years ago that I would be putting my life on the line to protect the king, I would have laughed in their faces, because my ex-husband was a conspiracy theorist, and I never believed they were reptilians, but I believed everything that he said until I started thinking for myself and figuring stuff out. And then when I got pulled away and I was away from that toxicity and I was able to start clearing my mind and getting food back into my body and that, then after the Queen died and she started coming to me in those codes and dreams and that's when she started helping me unpick everything. And then it was me going through everything, investigating Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and that I started seeing the blackmailing coming in, and Tony Blair and Robert Maxwell and Mossad and all of that, like targeting the Queen. And the Queen had said they needed to have something to hold over my family, but they knew if they went to anybody else, their plan wouldn't have worked. They chose Andrew because he was the gullible one. He was the soft-hearted one. He was the one that they knew would be easily manipulated to open the door for the blackmailing of the royal family. So they targeted him. And as a scientist, as a woman of God, as someone who can't keep her mouth shut when she sees crimes being committed and injustices being served against innocent people, and that my brain can't not say anything, which is why they're trying to shut me up, because especially after what happened the other night, Starmer knows I'm figuring stuff out, and that when he finally gets caught, he's not going to get out of jail for this, because I think he literally just tried to murder me to shut me up. Again. This will be technically the 4th time, but the 3rd actual attempt on my life. because they do not want me saving the king and the people of Great Britain. It's War of the Worlds. Just so, yeah, so I just had to put it out there. I can't believe it. I'll put a photo of the toy in the post, but the link to the video is also in my description box. I'll speak to you later. We're going to save the world because them trying to pull off Pegasus while I'm working on this musical and while they're trying to pull off another world war and all that, I think has just been their final nail in the coffin. Sorry, my mouth is still I've still got a little bit of cotton mouth from what happened. So my mouth's a bit dry still. All my lips burnt, all the skin on my lips. I've got like a big burn mark around my lip. But yeah, from caustic stuff. So yeah, just give me a couple of days. But I'm perfectly fine. It actually cured me of a couple of things. So yeah, I'll speak to you later. When you hear it now that I've just told you everything and you know what's going on in the world, they've had this planned all along, which means they've been planning for whenever they wrote War of the Worlds, which was in the 30s, they've been planning to target Russia since then. Because remember, Russia was originally in the axis of evil. It was my baby boy that explained it to me. But they jumped sides. So it sounds like that they've been planning on targeting Russia for a while. I can't believe it. I was right about everything. Every single thing, down to the day. This whole year, I can't believe it. So I think we got him. I think we got Starmer. I think everything in the fibre of my being tells me I've just stopped something really big from happening in Great Britain, like my England's Rose dream. I was so scared of making everything public because I knew that they were looking for any excuse to come after me, to get rid of me, to take me down, because I was getting too close to the truth. And my God, have they been trying. They've sent every man under the sun to try and come at me. And I've just pushed through, because I'm protecting children. That's what God put me here for, first and foremost, the children, to be a mum to children, right? And B, they're picking on an innocent country and using another innocent country as the sacrifice. They're using Russia as the scapegoat and Ukraine as the sacrifice in order to get their hands on the children, in order to get their hands on the blood. It's everything I've been saying, and it's right there. A mofo War of the Worlds. Pegasus. This bird flu that's going around that's so deadly and toxic and it's called Pegasus. I'm so glad God keeps saying, just post it, just post it, just post it. You're not going to be unhappy with how this story ends for you. Just do what I say, walk without fear, and just post. Because one day, something I'm going to post is going to be like, it's going to blow the lid off everything. And then it's going to tear it all down. Listen to War of the Worlds. Now do you know what I've just told you about their conspiracy with Epstein and the King to start a war, to get their hands on the children, all of it. And yeah, look at that video and you'll see it says War of the Worlds 2005 Pegasus. Green beams from the sky. It's Project Bluebeam. It's their plans to colonize Mars. It's all of it. Elon Musk. Like, the evidence is, oh my God, I'm so glad I listened to God and documented everything right in front of our King. The truth is the truth. Evidence can't be denied. and Keir Starmer and his government and his Secret Service and the NHS and his police and his military are screwed. Now I know why they end up with military trials. Now I know why they bring back the death penalty. Like, it all makes sense now. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So anyway, I'm going to go now, finish listening to my Musicals. But just remember, it was the virus. It was the virus that ended up tearing the whole thing down. The Martians in War of the Worlds is the World Health Organization and the coalition of Epsteiners. It's all of them. I can't believe it. I cracked the code. You won't be able to unsee it now that I've shown it to you. So I'm going to go. I'll speak to you later. Ka kite anō. God save the king. God save Russia. Mwah.